There is a notion of if nothing breaks, nothing moves. Now, when you first hear it, it sounds kind of comforting, you know? Everything is fine, I have everything in order, nothing is breaking, things are just all right. The problem with that is if you draw the parallel to nothing breaks, i.e. nothing moves, you're pretty much fucking stuck at your own place all the time. Now, I think that's fine in periods, but the problem is your life is gonna get pretty fucking mundane and pretty boring really fucking quick unless you do something about it. Now, I'm gonna quote Jordan Peterson before he kind of lost the plot with all of this, whatever, not gonna get into that. He said, life should be 1 foot in order and 1 foot in chaos. And the reason you wanna have chaos, the reason you wanna invite that into your life is because if you don't, life will be stagnant. It will be boring. And you are not gonna grow personally, professionally, in relationships, in terms of just how you are as a man, unless you invite some chaos into your life. Now, I'm not saying go fucking batshit crazy yourself and just be chaotic, because that would be bad. You need to find balance. Now, most people, I think, are in either of those two extremes. Either their life is too orderly, and they're just NPCs in my opinion, or they're too chaotic and they're just stupid in their fucking head and they're wasting their life. Now, how do you find that balance? I think that's an interesting topic because balance, when it comes to that, can mean different things depending on the scenario you're in. Because life is more than just one path. So on this channel, we've talked a little bit, I mean, it's a fucking new channel, isn't it? But what I want to talk about is business. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about academia. I want to talk about health. There are so many dimensions to life, and I think many people forget it when they're caught up in a job or caught up in a relationship or whatever. They think that it's be all end all with that one single path. Now, life just isn't like that. I mean, you can make it into that, but then I think you're missing out on life. And I'm going to give you an example. When it comes to my business life, I think, I'm not a fucking millionaire. Actually, I think I am when you look at the books. I think I'm a millionaire, maybe, just thereabout. But I don't have a ton of money. Despite of that though, I think I have a pretty successful business life. Now, all of that success, maybe not all, but most of that success came from me being chaotic, but controlled. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, I graduated high school. Can you say that? I was done with high school and I didn't have any parents who could kind of guide me. I'm the first one in the family with pretty much a degree. I mean, my sister has and my cousin has, but besides that, I'm the first generation to get a degree, which is fine, but that means that no one could really advise me as to what I was gonna do. So when I was done with high school, it was time for university, and what did I do? I picked the safe route. I picked a local university. I could have gone to virtually any university in the world. I could have gone to fucking MIT if I maybe tried. I had really good grades. But I chose the local option because it was safe, it was order, it was, I know where I'm gonna stay with my parents and everything's just gonna pan out to be fine. Now, throughout the 3 years that I spent there, I actually spent 2.5 years there because half a year I went to Graz in Austria. And when I was down there, I was like, holy shit, the world is much, much bigger than I thought it was. I was born and raised in the city that I'm sitting in right now, and it's cool and all, I have my family here and whatnot, but the only thing we fucking have is oil and gas. And so if I were gonna see what the world had to offer, I needed to go abroad, and that's what I did. And when I got abroad, I was like, holy fucking shit, there is more to life than just my city. One thing led to another. I started at a top German university for my master's degree. I ended up in France. One thing then led to another yet again. I ended up writing for Meta, a dissertation on attention as a metric. That one caught industry attention, and I was invited to speak in front of Google, Meta, Snap, all of those big companies on a piece of paper or a research paper that I wrote. Now, had I not taken that step into uncertainty, that would not have happened. Now, why do I tell you this? Because I feel like I know call it the secret of living a good life. 1 foot in order, the other in chaos. The problem is that even if I know this and I can rationalize it and I have fucking proof to be like, hey, when I did it, life turned out to be pretty fucking cool. Awesome. I got new experiences and I was ultimately pretty happy. The problem is I struggle to take that part of, chaos and applying it to other parts of my life. One can be relationships. How many of you haven't seen a girl that you fancy and you think that, there might be a chance, but you pussy out? You're like, no, I'd rather just not know and pretend and then regret it later because it's safe, it's orderly, it's, fuck the uncertainty, I'm not gonna go there. Then again, you do that enough times, you become depressed. You become stuck thinking, what if this, what if that? There's a Saturday, like today, I'm sitting alone instead of being out with friends, whatever. Now, look, I'm good. I like doing what I'm doing, so I'm not saying be crazy about it and just be chaotic all the time, but know that you need a balance. And I think the problem we have in today's society is that people mostly live in either of the extremes of that spectrum, right? They're either too orderly, at which point they're just NPCs, or they're too chaotic, at which point they're just fucking idiots and wasting their life. I think that the sweet spot is found somewhere in the middle, and when you find it, you gotta apply it to most things in life. Because if you do, I think that leads you to a concept that I've heard before called flirting with life. And when you flirt with life, I think that you will live a more fulfilling life in every aspect because you're allowing serendipity to happen. And I truly believe that serendipitous moments when you're not expecting anything, but you're just in the moment, something happens, and it seems like destiny, maybe it is even destiny, is ultimately the moments you will remember. So the reason I'm telling you this is because last week I posted a video. It was much like a chaotic video, call it. I just pull out my camera, you can see it, just walking around scared, fucking uncertain of what was gonna happen. And what happened? I got 250 views. I got followers on LinkedIn. By the way, follow me on LinkedIn. The link's in the description below. And I was excited again. I was excited to pick up the camera, make this video for you. And I think that if I keep doing that, if I just keep inviting chaos a little bit more into my life in terms of what I'm producing, what I'm putting out there, greater things will happen. So that's what I'm gonna do. Done.